Great, and welcome to problem solving for today. We're going to continue looking at subtraction and addition in word problems. Let's go ahead and begin. Make sure that you are on page 3 following along with me. We always start with cubes. Rick is allowed to receive 1,000 text messages each month. How many more text messages did Rick receive this week than last week? Solve this problem any way you choose, and we have more information below. Now look for our subtraction words. How many more means subtract? How many more means subtract? How many more means subtract? Do not forget that. Third graders have the hardest time remembering that how many more means subtract. Go ahead and box that because that is our key phrase. We can also circle our important numbers and underline the question. Now remember, sometimes word problems can give us numbers that we do not need. For this one, we do not need to use 1,000 text messages. We just need to figure out how many more text messages Rick received this week than last week. So that means we need to find the difference. When we're finding the difference, that means subtract. All right, let's go ahead and write this out. Now, when we are subtracting, the larger number always has to be on top. Oops, sorry, clicked through the pages. There we go. So I'll write 213 texts minus 125. Notice how I lined up the ones place, tens place, and hundreds place. Now we have our poem over here to help us as we are subtracting. And I'll show you a couple of strategies that will help you as you subtract. Now first, we always start in the ones place. And I need to find 3 minus 5. Now our poem says, more on top, no need to stop. More on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. Now there is more on the floor. 5 is larger than 3. So that means I need to go next door and borrow 1 more. So follow along with me. And I'm going to go next door. I was in the ones place. Now I'm going next door to the tens place. If I'm borrowing 1, I have 1 star in that place. I'm going to borrow 1. I have 0 left. And I need to add 10 more. And 3 plus 10 is 13. Now I can keep going. 13 minus 5. One strategy to subtract is you can start at the smaller number and count up towards the larger number. You can either hold up your fingers or draw lines. I'll show you how that looks. So I'll count starting with 5 in my head. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. My difference is 5, 6, 7, 8. Write out 8. All right, we solved the ones place. Now we are moving on to the tens place. More on top, no need to stop. More on the floor, 2 is larger than 0. Go next door and get 10 more. So I'm going to have to go next door. If I have 2 stars, and I'm borrowing 1, I have 1 left over. And then I need to add 10 more. 0 plus 10 is 10. Then I can continue with subtraction. 10 minus 2. I'm going to use that same strategy of counting up from the small number to the large number. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My difference again, it's 8. And finally, the hundreds place. 1 minus 1. And 1 minus 1 is 0, but I'm not going to write a 0. I'm just going to leave it blank. So he had a difference of 88 x. We'll continue looking at subtraction and addition in word problems in our following videos.